Hello, welcome back to the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Podcast. I'm so excited that you're joining me for another week, another episode. I'm so grateful that you are tuning in and choosing to spend your time listening to me. I hope that I'm making it worth it. And I hope you had a good week this past week. I hope your day is going well, whatever you are doing while you're listening to this today. We got a big snowstorm. We got I don't even know how much snow, but like I wasn't expecting it when I walked out the door this morning. So it was a bit unexpected and a bit difficult driving my daughter to daycare because we just weren't expecting it. And when it snows that much, it's really difficult to drive through, especially, on the fresh snow, because not as many people have driven on it yet, and the streets haven't been cleared, and it's just, life in Saskatchewan though. What can I say? I can't wait to leave here, but I know some people enjoy it, and some people really like the snow too. So today I just want to talk about something that is on my mind currently, and this whole episode is just going to come from my heart. I don't really have any notes on it. I don't have here's the steps you need to do at the end. However, it will inspire you, and that's really the goal, is to inspire you, let you see what's possible, and that's what you're really going to take away from this episode, is just some inspiration and hopefully a view of the future, of what's possible, of what you can achieve when you go on this amazing health journey. This episode will also give you kind of a peek into my heart, a peek into my brain, and really why I am doing this, why I am a holistic nutritionist, and why I choose to work with the people that I choose to work with, and what keeps me going as an entrepreneur, because this is really my why, my bigger reason for choosing this path. Because, an entrepreneurial path isn't always the easiest thing. It isn't always the most enjoyable. Similar to a health journey, right? You have to really focus on enjoying the journey, because there are ups and downs, and there are times when, things get really hard and you may want to quit, but you just keep going and taking those small steps and be consistent. I could be talking about health or entrepreneurship with what I just said, because that matters to both, the consistency and the mindset work, and just keep going, keep tweaking, right? All of these things. So that's why you need a bigger why if you are on a weight loss journey, if you're on a health journey, if you're trying to get healthy and change your eating habits, change your lifestyle, you're going to need a bigger why like this as well. So today I'm sharing with you a bit of my why, my reasons for this entrepreneurial path that I have chosen to take. Especially as a mom, I see kids in such a different light, and I just really think about their future, and I think about my past and what got me to this point, and how I did not have the healthiest journey up until this point, right? And how I just wish so much that my daughter doesn't experience the same health issues that I have, the same body image issues I have. I'm doing my best to teach her how to eat healthy. It's really hard because all around us is, commercials and other kids eating unhealthier foods, and all these holidays that just shove sugar in our faces, and these, less nourishing foods. And, it was just recently Valentine's Day, and she came home with a whole bunch of treats. And of course, I'm not a huge fan of that. Yes, have treats sometimes, but coming home with a big bag like that, it really gets to me, because every kid went home with a big bag like that. And a lot of the time that is their normal, right? It's not my daughter's normal to be consuming that much sugar, but some of these kids do. And it's not a fault of anyone. It's just our society. We see sugar as this treat, this thing to enjoy, this. And I'm not meaning to get into like a big discussion about sugar. Maybe I can do a separate podcast episode on that. But we see sugar as like this thing to be enjoyed, and it gives teachers and grandparents and parents joy giving it to the children and seeing the children's faces light up because they're excited to have this treat, which is fine, but it shouldn't be something that you do all the time. It shouldn't be a regular part of these kids' lives, because sugar, I might get a lot of flack for saying this, but it's a toxin. It's very inflammatory, and it's a big part of why I've suffered the way that I have, and why a lot of people in our society have suffered in the way that they have. There are other culprits, of course. There's a whole bunch of different things that I could talk about, but sugar is something that just really comes to mind when it comes to kids. And that's what I'm talking about in this episode, because I believe that kids are our future, right? And I believe that kids need to be eating in a way today that supports their future health, their future development, their current development. And that change starts with us. That change starts with you. You are the person that will change the future. If we do our jobs right, not saying that people are doing it wrong. People aren't educated. People don't understand the severity of just how nutrition affects our lives. I do. So that's why I teach it. That's why I work with women. So this is one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about what I do, because my work has the power to change not just the women that I work with, but their families, their children, and then the future generations of the families, right? Like, it can go so far. If the women that I work with teach their kids how to live a healthy lifestyle, and then they teach their kids, and so on, right? And so that's why I love working with women so much, because a lot of them are moms, right? And often the women are the ones who change things in their families, right? So by helping her get healthy, helping the woman get healthy, I'm also helping her kids and her whole family and future generations. So my mission is to help as many women as possible find their true health, to help them get to the root of the issues that they're dealing with, and to help them really learn how to live a healthy lifestyle. And then it's my hope that they'll teach to their children. And then their children will teach it to their children. And their children will teach it to their children. And then hopefully one day we will live in a society where it's not even an issue. Like we used to. We didn't have all these processed foods before. And we were a lot healthier because of it. And we also got a lot more exercise before. And we were a lot healthier because of it. So, because right now, so much of our society is unnecessarily sick. We eat food that causes our bodies to become inflamed. Speaking from experience, speaking from someone who knows and witnesses society, we put our bodies under enormous amounts of stress. We're lacking sleep. We're sleep deprived. A lot of people do not get enough sleep. And the list goes on. There's so much more. We are exposed to so many toxins, so many other factors. I want us to do better for our kids. I want you to do better for your kids. And that's why I put out content. That's why I sell my services. That's why I'm a coach, to help you do better for your kids, for our kids. I don't want our kids to grow up sick like us. I don't want them to have to fix problems that shouldn't even exist in the first place. All these inflammatory chronic illnesses, these unexplained symptoms that doctors have no answers for. They shouldn't exist if we were living a healthy lifestyle, if we were eating properly like human beings should be eating, and if we were moving our bodies and getting enough sleep. I don't want our kids to be worried about the next diet, what next diet to try, like we have been for so long, right? I don't want them to be brought down by this chronic pain and depression. Mental illness is huge right now as well. All of this is huge right now. But I feel like people are talking about mental illness more than ever right now, too, because I think it's more prevalent than ever right now. And it shouldn't be. Again, it comes down to our healthy lifestyle or unhealthy lifestyle. So I want our kids to grow up healthy. I want them to grow up learning how to treat their bodies with respect. Because we should be respecting our bodies. We shouldn't be filling it with crap. We shouldn't be filling it with these unhealthy foods that are causing distress on our bodies and causing our bodies to react in these crazy ways that cause all these crazy symptoms. That's not how we should be living. That's not how we should be treating our bodies. That is not self-respect. That's not caring about our bodies. Again, so I'm getting really passionate here. Again, know that it's not your fault. I understand that. I was there too. I didn't know what I was doing. But now that I know, I just want to get that word out there. I want to get that message out there. And I want to help you. I want to help women know the choices that they're making at least. Become aware, because awareness is the first step. You become aware of these things that you're doing to your body. And then you can make the choice whether you want to respect your body and nourish it or just ignore it, right? You can ignore all the information. And if that's you, that's fine. But you probably don't want to listen to this podcast then. But if you want to care, if you want to learn, if you want to treat your body with respect and make a difference in our kids' lives, in your life, so that you can make a difference in their lives, then keep listening. And please reach out to me on Instagram at Nutrition with Samantha, and let's talk about how we can make your life better, how we can make your life better so that you can make your kids' lives better, because it's just everything. To me, anyway. To me, it's everything. I want our kids, like I said, growing up healthy, learning how to treat their bodies with respect. I want them to know how to properly nourish themselves. And I want them to absolutely thrive. Not worry about food. We're so obsessed with food in our society too. We're so obsessed with, oh, should I be eating this? Should I not be eating this? Should I go low carb? Should I go keto? Should I go carnivore? Just eat like a human being. Eat real food. Teach your kids how to eat real food. And hopefully they don't have to do all the mindset stuff that we have to do, right? Because even the food is only a small part. This is part of the transformational weight loss method that I teach. Mindset is huge because we have to rework stuff. Because we've learned so many wrong things, so many things that don't serve us when it comes to food and when it comes to our bodies and when it comes to our lifestyle. And it's my hope that kids won't have to do that. They won't even have to think about the mindset stuff because they didn't grow up thinking this other way, like with diet culture and all those things. So this is what I want. This is what I want for you. This is what I want for my family. This is what I want for our future generations. I want them to be healthy and change. This change that I'm talking about starts with you. I hope that hits home for you. I hope my message is coming across, and I hope that it's coming across with kindness and respect to you, because the last thing I ever want to do is offend anyone or feel like you're being disrespected. I very much value kindness and respect and a non-judgmental attitude. And sometimes I know passion can come across in a way, in a more negative way. And I just hope that that is not the case here. I really got passionate, and I really just wanted to get my point across, because I have all this knowledge up here, right? I have it all. I have all this knowledge up here, and I want you to know it all too. I want to teach it to you. I want to help you. So please know that I understand where you are too, because I used to be there, right? I used to be, I used to not know how to eat properly. I used to be very inflamed and chronically ill and depressed. And I had IBS and I had so many issues going on, and my life was miserable and I didn't know why. And that's why I create content. And that's why I have this podcast, is so that hopefully you can learn why. If you're going through that, you can learn why. And hopefully you're willing to change it. And I would be so honored to be the person that helps you change it. So please, anytime. I'm in my DMs on Instagram at Nutrition with Samantha. DM me anytime, even if it's just a chat, that's totally fine. I just love connecting. I love talking about it. And I'm happy to just be there talking to you. If you want more information, just let me know. Okay, so I hope that gives you something to really think about and something to work on and something that inspires you to maybe take more action this week, to go back and listen to my previous podcast episodes and take something from there to do. Because I know this isn't really something really to do, but also inspiration, mindset stuff, it's all part of it, right? But just know too that there's so much more. There's so much more to this. And I know you don't want to think about all that there is, but that's why just reach out if you want to learn more and we can talk about it. And yeah, keep listening to the podcast. I hope it helps you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope we get less snow here. I hope our snow starts melting soon and it starts getting nicer. And I hope it's warm or warmish wherever you are. And I just hope that you have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.